Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm feeling really good today because I'm starting earlier than I normally do, and I've already done a couple things. I washed my truck, I bought a new water pump, little things like that. Let me just show you my truck because I haven't washed this thing in like a month or more, and it was just filthy, but it looks good now. But it's getting like extremely hot out here in California. I know it's not like Nevada hot, but it's hot for me, and I'm gonna have to bust out the Z-Shade, pretty much the knockoff Easy Up. It's all good, same thing. I haven't really shown you guys the engine. I don't think I have, but here it is. All new everything. I don't really know exactly what I'm going to be doing of like approaching this to you guys of how to make a video, but so far what I'm thinking of doing is just kind of putting the valve cover on, the valve cover gasket, this little timing chain cover that I have right here, the water pump, oil pan, gasket, oil pan, little things like that, like on the engine and the manifold. And then get that and put it in the car, and that'll be a video. And then make another video of installing the clutch and the pressure plate, the flywheel and all that onto the engine, because I'm going to be using this because it's like a stage 2 Exedi clutch. I don't really remember exactly which one it is, like details and all that. But I mean, it's still good and it works fine, so there's no point of buying a new one, so I'm going to be reusing that. And like I said, I was going to make a video on that just in case you guys wanted a video more in-depth of how to do it, if you guys maybe are possibly doing this to your 240 or your car, your Honda, your similar car. So I'm going to be doing that, I think.
On off in video.
Alright, so I haven't really been recording, but we got the water pump on there. Can't see. The sick Hot Boy pulley. And my dad's taking the rear main seal off of that engine because that one was rebuilt, like, I guess, when the guy had it. So this one is in better conditions than the one that it had, because that one's like cracked on the inside, so this one's better. So we're going to throw this one on that. I just went to go buy some gaskets. I don't know which one is. I got a valve cover, not this one, but valve cover. What is this? Oil pan. I got some spark plugs in there, and I have I don't know, some other gasket for, what could it be? Alright, so the motor is all together. Got the manifold on there, brand new oil filter, brand new belts, water pump, oil pump. All these pulleys are on. Everything is good. The only thing we need is a distributor right here, but I'll do that once it's in the car. And then the exhaust manifold, which I'll do once we're putting it in the car, because it's kind of hard like to snake in there. Other than that, I think we should be good to go. I put the dipstick in right now, and everything should be good except for the valve cover. We still need to figure out some bolts for that because it's kind of just like half-assed and just kind of thrown on there. But that should be good just to kind of start it and see if it runs. And everything else is on, and just pretty much that's all we need, right? Yeah, that's all we need. Hopefully. Alright, so we got the engine in, and of course the hardest part is getting the input shaft in there, but you just wiggle it back and forth, and that's good. We were having trouble because we didn't really tie the engine up right, and it was kind of sitting really crooked, and it was like falling. But I mean, even with that, we got it in kind of easy. Just like I said, wiggle it if you guys are doing this. Now we just got to put the motor mounts in on both sides, and then kind of like all this power steering stuff, radiator, and the harness, exhaust. I still need to do that. eBay fan. Everything's pretty much on now. We got the air filter on there, the intake, the rice intake, the distributor, my bad. We need the battery, but that's quickly charging. I don't know if it's dead. I think it's dead. We got the starter, all the fuel lines on. Everything is good to go. Got that eBay fan on there because I'm not running a clutch fan. I do need to upgrade to another fan, so I think I'm gonna buy a push fan from, you know, going in the front, pushing back, because I think that one's a Polar, whatever it's called. So I'm either gonna do that to get more air because I don't want this to overheat, because I don't really trust this. I know it's a brass radiator, but I still just don't really trust it because it's old. Or either get a like a thick aluminum 3-inch eBay radiator and then put a fan on that, or, you know, work my way around something like that. My dad's quickly tightening up the headers, well, the actual where the headers meet the exhaust, rest of the exhaust, so he's doing that. We're gonna throw some oil in there, some coolant, wait for the battery to charge up a little bit more, and then see if it'll fire up. Alright guys, we're about to give it a shot and see if she starts. The only coolant that there's in the system is the coolant that was in the radiator. We just kind of hooked it up, so we still need to put a lot more coolant, but we're just gonna see if it starts, and if it starts then we'll add some more. If not, there's no point of, you know, doing this. Let's say there's something wrong with it, we're gonna have to pull it out again, or whatever the issue may be, like figure that out. But you know, there's no point of doing that. But I put oil in there, brand new oil filter, everything's good to go. A bunch of new stuff in here, so that should be really good. and I'm really excited to see if it runs. I'm hoping it runs because I spent a lot of money on this, and it should run because everything is pretty much brand new. But yeah, I'll set you guys up and see if she starts. Alright, so you guys just saw it just keeps turning and turning and it's not starting. So what I've done is I've messed with the distributor, so I took the cap off, I took the whole thing actually out, and inside, like the actual little thing that turns, or I don't know how you explain it, I'll probably take this cap off right now and show you guys, but I turned that to, where did I turn it to? I turned it to this little, like right there, I don't know how to really... Alright, so if you guys were to see, like this is where it bolts up, the other bolt is down here, this is where that little plug goes in, and this little crease right here. So you see how it, like it's round in that little crease? I pointed it the center to that crease and I stuck it in like that. Made sure that this thing right here was at the center. As you can see, it's kind of at the center. You can't really see. It's a little off, but it's almost in the center. Did that. Hopefully that should fire up and we should be good with no problems. Let's give it a try. No. There we go, guys. It's kind of idling fine now. It was just a little rough when we started it. I don't know what that was all about. Maybe because it was still, you know, getting warmed up, and it's a brand new engine, so it's to be expected. It blew a little bit of smoke, on the headers from all the oil that, you know, our dirty hands, all the oil that they use to pretty much, oh shoot, it's getting kind of windy. All the oil that they use to assemble it is kind of blowing out the exhaust, but that's all good now. It's running fine. Let it warm up, and then we're gonna go take it for a spin. Alright guys, so it started, you guys just saw. It kind of started to overheat a little because it doesn't have a clutch fan, and the electric fan, I didn't even have it on, and it kind of just started to bubble out a little. But that means that's good because I got a lot of the bubbles out of the radiator, and a lot of people say these cars, I guess, are really bad for bleeding the air system or the coolant system and all that. So what I did is I've jacked it up, and to try to get the radiator to sit a little higher than the actual cylinder head, like where all the coolant is. But I don't know if I'm gonna have, you know, because this radiator sits a little like low, so I don't know, but it's pretty fine right now. There's been a lot of air bubbles and I've just been refilling it, but I'm sure I can do that. Right now what I'm gonna do is run these wires inside the actual cabin for the electric fan, and I'm gonna run them in here through this hole where the harness comes out, up over this, and then straight in here where the harness goes once again in there. Feed it through a little grommet under the dash, and then find a place to put the little switch in there, and that should be good. This fan is actually better than I thought. It blows a lot of air. I don't know exactly the CFM or whatever it is, you know, but it came with the car and it's pretty good, so I'm gonna use that. And if it's not good enough, then I'll use a pusher, or just, I'm obviously gonna upgrade eventually my radiator, but as of right now, that's what I'm gonna be doing as my setup. So guys, as you can see, the car runs and drives. Holy fuck, that scared me. The car runs and drives. As you can see, we're here at Starbucks. And this is like super crazy because, one, I never thought I'd have a 240, and two, it's crazy because this has been the first car that I've ever done an engine swap, not an engine swap, but just like taking out the engine, put it back in, runs and drives. It runs a little rough, but I still need to figure that out. But I mean, the car runs and drives, so that's good. And it's just, you know, it's really great that I have my dream car just sitting right here in front of me. And today's pretty special because, like I said, we got this running, so we had to come and celebrate at Starbucks. Got me a green tea frap, well, I don't even know. So that's why I'm happy, because this, I had to celebrate. And we also got to celebrate that Corey over here, you probably can't see him because that was dark as shit. But Corey finally got his license. Oh, I didn't know the Skyline. But Corey over here, oh, let me get in. He passed his license, so hopefully we can get him a car soon so he can start, you know, doing stuff with cars, because all he does is play Fortnite, and we need to get him off of that habit. And yeah, what do you gotta say?
Fortnite for days.
Fortnite for days, fuckers. Alright, peace out, guys.